Hello everybody! Benjamin Blade, the Tabletop Blacksmith here. In a lot of the different forums that I'm in online for role-playing games and tabletop playing in general, there is a topic that comes up quite often that I think should be addressed. Obviously, if we're talking about the role-playing genre, then we are going to be talking about a game where we will at some point or another have to play as our character. For those of you who are familiar with older video game role-playing games, normally you are forced into the role of a player in the game and have to act accordingly. The difference between that and what we are doing on the table is that the character we have created on the table is a unique individual who has been created by our own imaginations. So when we talk about learning to role-play that character, it is something that we have to train ourselves to be able to do. There are a number of tips and tricks that are widely used in the improv community and through theater and acting skills. If you have a background in that, even better, use it. For those of us who did not have any of that formal training, we had to develop our own tips and tricks on our own. There are things that I am trying to pick up that I have developed my own system for that a lot of people who have received a formal education in acting skills already are armed with from the get-go. And again, before we even start talking about this, I just want to stress and emphasize that at the table, not everybody is there to necessarily want to get into the role-playing aspect of Dungeons & Dragons or Pathfinder or any game that you're playing. Everyone shows up for a unique reason, and those reasons should be respected. This video is geared more towards those who are interested in enhancing that role-playing and storytelling experience at the table. Two techniques that I want to talk about that DMs and players can utilize off the bat. One, make the people who you're playing with at the table feel smart and look good. What I mean by this is if someone at the table is trying to role-play their character, at first, it can feel very uncomfortable to try and get that ball going. So when you have a fellow person at the table who is attempting to roleplay and they're speaking in I instead of my character, or they're speaking in something that is more personal, roll with it. Go in with your character and interact with their character. And not only that, try and go a little bit over the top so that your behavior is going to make their behavior seem more normal. As a dungeon master, you have so many different tools to do this with. The second tip that I have for dungeon masters and players together is to say yes and statements. A player says, I want to jump off the wall and tackle this guy. Mechanically, that's hard to do in Dungeons & Dragons as an attack action. And it's not as effective as just hitting it with your sword. But the rule of cool applies. So when they ask to be able to do that, as a dungeon master, I say yes. And the way that the hallway is positioned, you can jump off of that wall, try and hit him, and if you are successful, then you can try and bounce off of the other wall to land. Simple things like that are going to increase that safe feeling that the player has, because they are going out of their comfort zone to try and attempt these out-of-the-box solutions. So, dungeon masters, if you make it a point to roleplay yourself with all of the NPCs, with all of the monsters, that is going to give your players the permission to begin roleplaying their characters. Then I would recommend stand up, attempt voices, talk to them in character, have body language and mannerisms that you use when you're talking to someone. Doing that makes it feel that your character is more real and more relatable, something that the players maybe have seen before. Maybe you are acting like a bored teenager who you met at Walmart the other day. And if you do that, the characters are going to respond in kind as their characters. The point is, if you are able to create that character as someone who the characters already know how to relate with, they'll know how to react to it. They'll know how to react annoyed or concerned or sad. You can provoke all of those emotions in a person just by creating that character. One of the best things that you can do as a dungeon master is to reward role-playing if that's something that you want them to continue to do. A character gives an amazing speech and tries to convince someone to do something for them. Regardless of how high their charisma is, how intelligent they are, their wisdom, they, as a person, tried to do a really good job to make sure that they were going to win Dungeons & Dragons.
I drop on the last one and grapple.
You got hold of him.
This one is for Crouton.
With his dying breath, he utters, "The Dark Lord will kill you all."
Wait, these things can talk? I want two taken alive. I want to try something. Hi. I'm Tiny Nuggins. I'm gonna put my dagger down right here so we can just talk.
human trash.
Look, I'm gonna give it to you straight. We're looking for a necromancer. We don't need 2 goblins to find him. So between you and your friend, who do you think's the most useful? Man, your friend sure can talk.
Liar, he'll never turn.
Oh, yeah, because of that famous goblin loyalty. I could never drive a wedge between you and some guy from work.
I was best man at that guy's wedding.
Oh? Your friend says you just got married. Congratulations. Too bad about the food.
I hope your flesh rotten. Wait, what about the food?
Oh, I guess he didn't like your wedding toast.
Goldback said that?
Kling doesn't approve of you and Lisa Goldback, and I don't get the sense it's because of his feelings for you. You know, I think about Lisa sitting in that hole in Dark-Tooth Canyon with old Frimrock and Grignog rolling about on the wolf pelts. Come on, between you and me, which one do you think is yours?
Ah! I know where the tower is.
As a Dungeon Master, when I see that happen, I let the dice be the ultimate factor. However, if they have gone out of their way and have done something that's amazing role-playing wise, I will grant them either an inspiration die or I will give them advantage on something. There are even cases when I have given disadvantage because of the things that they have said, and it turned out to be more of a reward anyways because everyone at the table started laughing. Either way, make sure that they know that you are noticing when they are role-playing by giving them those opportunities to get inspiration die or to get advantages on their rolls. Players, if you are just getting into role-playing, this is something that's new to you and it's something that you want to be better at and want to do more because it really is, it's a lot of fun. Start small, do one thing at a time. When you're getting into your character, visualize who you are and give yourself one of those attributes. Use your character sheet to draw inspiration for this. Does your character have high wisdom, high intelligence? Are they incredibly strong? Is their charisma terrible? Do I have high intelligence but low charisma? Who are the people who you know who have a high intelligence and low charisma? Is it because they talk down to everyone in slow ways to make sure that the dumb people can understand what they're talking about? Someone with high charisma who doesn't necessarily have street smarts could be someone who is just really fun to be around, but it's hard to keep them on track. Doing any one of these things is going to improve the role-playing at the table. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you like it, please subscribe. Tabletop RPGs are a huge passion of mine, so it's something that I love doing, and it's something that I love about this community, something that I can engage with everybody that is there. So thank you all for making this a community that is positive, that's inviting, that's safe for people to come with questions and to have answers. So let's all get out there, and remember, gaming is life.